To the CareerSource Tampa Bay Rapid Response Recovery Program R3 kickoff. And on the Zoom call with us right now is CEO for CareerSource Tampa Bay, John Flanagan, and Hillsborough County Commissioner Sandra Merman. Commissioner Merman also sits on the board as the lead elected official. We just want to make sure we recognize who's all on the line. Right now, we do have News Channel 8 on the line, ABC Action News. And Dahlia Dangerfield with Bay News 9 is on the line as well. And if any reporters have any issues or questions during the press conference, feel free to email me at toband@careersourcetampabay.com, toband@careersourcetampabay.com. We're going to let John and the commissioner speak first, and then we'll open up to questions after that. Go ahead, John Flanagan, take it away.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Commissioner Merman, for joining us today. And thank you, everybody, for being on the call. Sorry about that. CareerSource Tampa Bay kicked off the Rapid Response Recovery, or the R3 program, as we're calling it, that will help Hillsborough County job seekers with occupational skills and find businesses the skilled labor that they need. The R3 program is funded through the Federal CARES Act, released by the Hillsborough County Board of Commissioners. CareerSource Tampa Bay will be signing up to 2,000 job seekers to participate in short-term and on-the-job training opportunities. The goal of this program is to help give workers adversely affected by COVID-19 retraining if needed to improve their skills and make them more marketable among key industry sectors in Hillsborough County. Also, in that number, up to 1,000 individuals can take advantage of the short-term training program, which will provide up to $5,000 in educational assistance. And another 1,000 job seekers will be provided the on-the-job training program opportunity. In order to qualify for this, job seekers must be, first and foremost, a Hillsborough County resident, economically injured due to COVID-19, so separated from work, 18 years of age or older, and must be a U.S. citizen or authorized to work in the United States. And documentation will be required to verify eligibility criteria. If you are a job seeker and interested in enrolling in this program, please visit our website at www.careersourcetampabay.com. Again, I want to thank Commissioner Merman, who sits on the CareerSource Tampa Bay board as second vice chair, to help make this possible. The commissioner was an advocate has been a tireless advocate of CareerSource and worked with the board to, in conjunction with the county, to get this program moving. So she's here to say a few words. So Commissioner, thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to hearing what you have to say.
Well, thank you, John. I want to thank the whole team at CareerSource for everything you're doing to help our citizens get back to work. As you know, we've had over 100,000 people displaced from their jobs. That's a big number, and but I know that CareerSource Tampa Bay is up to the challenge. They have what I think is great, and I'm so happy to be a part of the Rapid Response Recovery Program. It's called R3, that is being kicked off today. It's a huge program. Hillsborough County Board of County Commissioners, of course, received $256 million in CARES Act dollars. And I immediately at the board worked hard to funnel $25 million of that amount directly to CareerSource Tampa Bay, because that will just be dedicated to the workforce and to the retraining and getting people back on their feet and getting them back to work. So our investment, I think, is critical to the future of our workforce here in Hillsborough County. And this funding specifically will go to the job seekers that I said earlier have been adversely impacted by the outbreak, and the employers will be able to hire trained workers. I think that's the magic here, is that we're going to train these workers. We're not just going to take John here and plug him into a job. He's going to be trained, ready to go, get back to work. And It's going to distribute 21.5 million to aid to help workers and businesses impacted by COVID-19. And as you know, this virus continues to linger on here in Hillsborough County in a very serious way because it's spreading so fast. But we can help more than 2,000 people who have been negatively impacted by COVID-19 with this program. And it's going to, again, help these businesses with hiring trained workers. I encourage anyone who's interested in this program to act right away, as we're planning on moving very quickly to get this money out and working in the community. And all you have to do is go to the website, CareerSourceTB.com, and you look for the rapid recovery response. Well, I guess it's just rapid recovery on the main page. There will be a link to go. And make sure when you sign up right away, if you're a job seeker adversely impacted or affected by the COVID-19 or a business here in Hillsborough County. So we're able to offer this to everybody throughout Hillsborough County. So it applies to our cities, it applies to everybody. And we're just excited to be a big part of this program for you, John.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. I appreciate that. And certainly pass on the thanks from our agency to the Board of County Commissioners as well. It's been, we appreciate the support, and what we're really looking forward to doing is, helping our job seekers and, helping our employers as well. The important thing is there's no cost to Hillsborough County employers that participate in the on-the-job training or the paid work experience program. Employers can also receive a retention incentive and can benefit from employees in a targeted occupation.
Right.
The program will directly pay or reimburse 100% of the first $12,000 of the employee's salary up to a 90-day period. So it's very encompassing and should, really provide some assistance with everybody from an employer standpoint who's looking to onboard new talent. As we open up, and I'm assuming that, while we are seeing a rise in cases right now, the economy is still going to move forward. So there's still going to be a need there. So we want to make sure that we are there to do our part to answer that need. So eligible businesses must meet the following criteria. Eligible positions must meet Florida minimum wage requirements. The employee worksite location must be in Hillsborough County. Eligible businesses must be for-profit businesses in Hillsborough County and in operation for at least 1 year, and have suffered some type of economic impact due to the COVID-19 outbreak. For the goal of the employers really will be to allow CareerSource Tampa Bay to create that skilled workforce. This is a conversation that's been going on much longer and predates COVID by many, many months and years. And it will give Hillsborough County and the Tampa Bay region, in my opinion, a distinct advantage in business retention, expansion, and action. It's all about building a skilled workforce. And here is another program that can help that. Again, for employers and job seekers out there, we plan to move really quickly with this funding. So if you're an employee that's been dislocated, that's looking for a job, or you're a company in Hillsborough County, please go to our website. Again, it's www.CareerSourceTB.com. Click on the rapid recovery link. Doug and I will make sure that is updated to the R3 link, and fill out the short application to get started. And we'll have our team on the ground contact you right away to get the process and get the ball rolling. So I want to take some time from anybody. If there are any questions, we'd be happy to answer any of those questions. But in advance, thank you very much for your time.
John, let's go ahead and start with Dahlia Dangerfield from Bay News 9. She inquired a little bit earlier today, and she was out of North Florida. So Dahlia, do you have a question? If you'd like to give you the first shot.
No, I just wondered in a nutshell how this would work and who exactly would this help? Is there a specific field that it would help, or is it just anyone looking for a job?
So really, it's anybody looking for a career. And one of the things that we looked at, we did some analysis on, Dahlia, is, there are certain industries that there's going to be some lingering effects to this, particularly industries like hospitality and tourism, where demand is going to be slow to come back up. So the idea was, how can we assist the workforce that may be delayed in getting back to work in their chosen profession if there's the opportunity to move into another industry? And we have many priority industries in Hillsborough County, from construction and trades, manufacturing, healthcare, IT, financial shared services. There's a lot of opportunity to kind of create your own career pathway if that's the route you want to go. And again, for an employer, if you've been adversely affected by COVID-19 and you need some assistance with onboarding a workforce, we can help you mitigate some of that risk, that's associated with that, and provide cost reimbursement while the employee is being trained up to proficiency.
How far do you see this money going?
We hope to serve 2,000 people, and we hope to spend every penny. We've got a fairly short time in which to do it. This program lasts until December of 2020, and that is dictated by the CARES Act. So we want to move fast, and we want to move rapidly.
And I think one point here, if I can just interject for a minute, Dahlia, is we know through this pandemic that a lot of people have been sitting home when we had the stay-at-home policy, and they're really, a lot of them are retooling themselves, maybe thinking of jumping to a different career. And even though they're unemployed, they'll be able to use some of this money to really get that retraining to maybe possibly get to a career that they've always been looking for and being employed by.
All right, Dahlia, is that good for you, or do you have any other questions?
No, I think that's fine. I actually do have one question. The money would go towards training. So will there be are we talking about a business that wants to train would be able to bring those people on who want to be involved? Or I guess I'm a little hazy on exactly how it would work.
Sure. So that's correct, Ali. But the funding will follow specifically the participant in the program, so the job seeker. So essentially, if you're a job seeker looking for training, a short-term certificate-based training that's classroom-based, that funding will follow you. And if you're a job seeker who participates in a on-the-job training program, we will essentially reimburse employers again up to $12,000 over a 90-day period to cover the cost of your training wages. So the money or the funding follows the participant.
Right. I think the important point is that 2,000 people are going to be back into the workforce. And if they need training, we'll have it available to them. Otherwise, we'll do whatever we can to support the business that they go in.
Okay, thank you.
And I know News Channel 8 was also on. I think they were just recording. I don't know if a reporter was actually listening in. I think the assignment desk, but News Channel 8, do you have any questions for anybody? If not, ABC Action News, do you have any questions? And if there are any other reporters that we did not recognize, go ahead and you could ask a question now. Is there anyone that we did not recognize?
Hi, this is Milena with the Tampa Bay Times. I had a question. How do you expect this to be split between on-the-job training versus complete reskilling?
Again, so we have the ability to serve up to 1,000 in each cohort. We plan to stick to those numbers. If there is a need that's greater in one area than the other, then we can certainly work with the county to make sure that we spend these dollars in the best way, from an investment standpoint.
Thank you.
All right. Any other reporters that would like to ask a question? All right. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Commissioner Merman or John, do you have any last comments that you'd like to make?
I'll make just a couple of brief ones. Again, thank you, Commissioner Merman, and thank you to Hillsborough County and the Board of County Commissioners for their support. And I also would be remiss if I didn't thank the team over at Hillsborough County, Bonnie Wise, Ron Barton, Ken Jones, Lindsay Kimball, all worked very diligently with CareerSource Tampa Bay to get this program on wheels. So we thank the support, and we are very excited that the county is investing in its workforce. So thank you again, Commissioner.
Let's get to work.